Hi guys, that's me, Robbie, your friend and your English fluency mentor. And of course, I'm running my blog at EnglishComedy.com and also this YouTube channel. And I have my Facebook page and my Twitter account and all those social media outlets. And you can like me and follow me and do whatever you want if you're bothered. If not, you may just watch these YouTube videos. It's up to you guys. Anyway. Today I'm bringing you another English idiomatic expression, and today's phrase or expression or whatever you call it is quite simple. In fact, it's one of the simplest phrases that there can be, Basically, it's just two words stuck together. And the phrase is in question. And you may probably be surprised to hear that even a very short word, in combination with another word may constitute a phrase, a valid expression in its own right. But nonetheless, it's true, my friends. In question is a very handy phrase to have. And let me give you an example of how it's used. Say, for instance, you're discussing something with other people or with one person, it doesn't really matter. And then you keep referring to the same person or item or whatever it might be, and you keep referring to that throughout the conversation. Instead of saying the person or whatever it might be we're talking about or the person we're looking at, you may substitute the longer part we're looking at, you may substitute that with in question. And here's an example for you. Say, for instance, it's a person you're talking about, a customer of yours, and you're working in a service desk, let's say, because I've been working at a service desk myself in the past few years ago. And there's been a troublesome customer who's been giving you much grief, and he hasn't been reasonable about business at all. And no matter how you've tried to help him out and mitigate the aggravation and do everything you can, he still has demanded to speak with the manager and complain about you, even though you've gone out of your way completely to rectify the situation, And then the manager requires your presence and calls you into his office, and you have to explain yourself what's been going on. And you may say, listen, John, after a few minutes into the conversation, you may say, listen, John, the person in question is really an exceptionally hard case, and I've been trying to do my best, and you know that my record with this service desk is very good, and I'm always dealing with all queries and issues timely, and I'm meeting deadlines, and I'm very customer-oriented. So I don't really know what the problem is now, because this person in question is a really, really bad customer of ours, and you will have to overlook that. And please don't put that down in my record with this company, because it's really not my fault that the customer kept complaining and maintaining that I've been treating him badly over the phone. It's not the case, and I'm sure you'll understand that. So the person in question is at fault, really, even though the old adage goes, the customer is always right. This is definitely not the case. The customer has been wrong all along. So this was a typical example of how you can use the short phrase, in question, when you refer to the same person or the same thing or whatever multiple times throughout a single conversation. So instead of repeating the person's name, or it could be a customer's name or an order. Let's say, for instance, you're packing orders and sending them out. You work in a warehouse just like I do. Well, I don't hold a full-time warehouse job because my duties involve liaising with managers and working with data and computer systems and all that sort of thing. So warehouse is only part of my duties, But I'm very familiar with everything that happens logistics, because I used to have a proper warehouse job. I was an order picker for years, so basically I was picking orders, that's what it's called, all day long. And basically, imagine you're working in a warehouse and you have to pack orders for customers and ship them out. And one order's gone missing. And the next day, you have to go to the office and explain what's been going on, because you were the one who signed the delivery dockets and everything, and you basically packed the order, therefore you bear the responsibility for that order up to the point where it was shipped out. And now the management wants to determine whether you actually shipped it out, whether the package actually left the warehouse, And, well, speaking with your management, you may refer to that order as the order in question. You don't have to keep mentioning the customer's name or whatever reference number, because you all the parties involved in a conversation, you and your manager and whoever else might be present in that particular point in time, you all know what order you're all talking about, So you can say, listen guys, the order in question was definitely shipped out. I signed the paper, I loaded it onto the van. At the end of the day, I remember that particular box because it was very big and it was very heavy. So I'm sure it was loaded onto the courier's van. Where it went after that, how it's gone missing, how come that there's no trace of it, I don't know, guys. Listen, I've done my job. So you've got to do further investigation with the courier company. You have to follow it up with them. It's really their responsibility. I assure you that the order in question was packed and shipped out. I can't promise you that it was signed, sealed, and delivered, because it obviously wasn't the case, right? But it's definitely signed, sealed, and loaded onto the van. The order in question, that is. Okay, guys, so now I'm quite hopeful that you have a clear picture of how to use the phrase, the very short phrase, in question. And make sure to memorize it, use it in your daily conversations and self-practice sessions. Make sure that it imprints into your mind and that you can use it spontaneously, without much thinking, without any preparation. Okay, thanks for watching this video, guys, and see you soon again in another video episode. Bye!